Because of the mountain of Zion which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it.
Shalom Aleichem, everybody. I'm making this video today based off an article I just read where Rabbi Zisholtz, a top rabbi in Israel, has said that that there have been multiple top rabbis who are in communication with the Mashiach himself, and that things are going to start to develop very, very quickly, and that they want to alert and to inform everyone and update them on what's really going on right now. That the Mashiach himself is here. He is just waiting for the people to really be able to merit his coming. And he doesn't have enough power yet because, as we know, the king gets power from the nation. The Mashiach is connected to every single one of us. And when we do our job, we give life to the Mashiach. We give him more abilities. We connect him more to Hashem. And he connects us to Hashem. And then we can the redemption can be revealed. And this article is very, very powerful. I'm going to put it in the description, but it's talking about how multiple sources are speaking about how the Mashiach is here, and that things are going to, when things start to reveal, it's going to happen very quickly and it's going to be overwhelming. So this has been kept a secret for many years, but now they've been authorized to release this information. Everyone should know that the Mashiach is about to come, and that everyone should be sharing this video and the article that I put. I do not know all the details. I am, like you guys, I have read this article multiple times and I'm giving my take on what I understood from it. So if you have more information about this, I suggest you comment below. But what I saw was they brought multiple rabbis. Rav Kook said that when the Kinneret fills up, that is a sign that the Mashiach's here. What have we seen? We've seen record amounts of rain this year. The Kinneret is almost completely full. We haven't seen this in so long. This is a great indication that Mashiach's here. And we are seeing crazy things unfold. Also, Rabbi David Abu Atzera has stated that the Baba Sali came to him in a dream and said, the Mashiach is offended that you didn't stand when he greeted you. So now he stands whenever he meets people. That the Baba Sali confirmed to him that he met the Mashiach. And he's here in Israel. Also, Rav Chaim Kanievsky would previously state that the Mashiach is coming through the door. Then he said the Mashiach's here. And now he said to his donors, every year he sends out donors to collect from America for the yeshivas. He said, do not leave, the Mashiach is too close. You have to stay here in Israel. We are seeing multiple signs that the Mashiach's coming, and that they're saying that when things start to gain momentum, things are going to happen very quickly, and things are that we've never seen before. That I'm not going to go too much into detail, but revelations are going to be revealed, and that the great leaders have authorized this information to be released to get people ready, because they don't want it to be completely a shock. So now they're starting to release the information on this. So Bezrat Hashem, it will be soon. And what we have to do, because it doesn't mean that things are guaranteed. Even though we're getting all these signs that the Mashiach's here, we have to do even more, because always right before redemption, there's tests, there's challenges. Right before the light, there's always the darkest dark before the light. So we have to bring light to this situation. We have to do a little bit more. We have to encourage others in this situation to do more mitzvot, and that will speed up the process of Mashiach. It will gain momentum. And we're seeing now with the elections, we don't know what's going on here with the elections in Israel, but some of the great leaders have said there will not be a government that will be formed from these elections. There will keep being re-elections, and then they will pass the torch to Mashiach.
As you just heard, they believe that their Messiah is coming this year. And it was kept secret for many years that they knew who the Messiah was going to be. You guys, this is the Antichrist.
A 4.6 earthquake has hit at the Red Sea. It's actually the Sea of Reeds, but it got translated Red Sea. At the Red Sea, where the Israelites would have crossed over at Passover when they were delivered out of Egypt. You do know prophetically, Egypt is a pattern, a foreshadow, a type of the world. Brothers and sisters, what is it going to take for us to get the message that time's up?
Hey brothers and sisters, God bless each and every single one of you. It's Hunter's Point here with another video. I'm going to go ahead and read this article real quick by LifeSiteNews.com. This does have to do with Pope Francis. It's a pretty interesting article, so I'm going to read this right now. In a surprise move, Pope Francis has dropped the historic and essential title Vicar of Christ from the 2020 Pontifical Yearbook, the Holy See's annual directory, relegating the title to a footnote, calling it a historical title. While previous yearbooks listed the title Vicar of Christ and the name of the reigning pope under that title, this year's annual directory simply lists the name Jorge Mario Bergoglio, which is the name of the man who would become Pope Francis in 2013. A photo of this year's yearbook was published by Rome-based journalist Marco Tassati. Cardinal Gerhard Muller, former prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, called the change theological barbarism. So, yeah, that's interesting. So now Pope Francis is removing references to Christ, essentially, and he seems to be putting more of the emphasis on himself rather than God. I'm going to read John 5:43. I am come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. Go on to John 44 even. How can ye believe, which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from God only? That is a fulfillment of John 43, and continue into John 5:44. Pope Francis has always been a suspicious individual as far as I'm concerned. I have believed for the longest time that he is the false prophet. I cannot say that 100%. But I am 99.9% confident the false prophet of Revelation is Pope Francis. He has been a cheeky individual for quite some time. He is at the forefront of this one world religion that he wants people to coexist. But here's the thing, we can't coexist, right? If you believe on the blood of Christ alone for the remission of all sins, grace alone through faith alone in Christ alone, you're a Christian. If you don't, you're not a Christian. It's as simple as that. You're either saved or unsaved, right? If you believe in the blood alone, you are saved. If you don't, if you're trying to backload, front load, side load works, if you're trying to put more of an emphasis on what you can do for yourself, you're not saved because you haven't trusted the blood. Well, he's at the forefront of this one world religion coexist stuff, and he's holding a conference. As far as I know, it's still going on, May 14th from the Vatican. It's a one world religion conference. I cannot remember the exact name of the conference, but it's on May 14th. It's from the Vatican, and the purpose is to bring people together in talks for a one world religion.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
This news article states that Sanders had multiple conversations with Obama ahead of his decision to end his campaign.
I am hurt, though, Bernie, that you've been distancing yourself a little from me. I mean, that's just not something that you do to your comrade.
If you're wondering why this was such a big joke, it's because the definition of a comrade means a fellow socialist, a fellow communist. It also means an ally, someone who's actually working for the same side. Notice that these articles were posted on the eve of Passover. And what was it that Obama said to Bernie Sanders to get him to drop out of the race? And what is it that Trump is making mention of that Obama knows something that we don't know? Many of us have been having dreams of Obama coming back into power, whether it was coming back as a president, a third term, some kind of way. So many people, including myself, was seeing Obama come back on the world stage, but we couldn't figure out how was that going to happen. Well, maybe this is it. So what this Article 2, Section 1, Clause 6 is saying is, if the president dies, leaves office, is kicked out of office, or is unable to do the job, the duties of president fall to the vice president. Congress will decide how to handle things if the president or vice president dies, leaves office, gets kicked out of office, or is unable to do their jobs. Congress will figure out which officer will act as president if the elected president or vice president is unable to do their job until the elected president or vice president can do their job again, or until another president is elected. Now let's focus on the Amendment 22 of the Constitution of the United States of America, which states no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of the president more than once. Why is this important? The key words that we need to be focusing on is elected to the office. The amendment would forbid, let's say, Obama or any other president who has served 2 terms from running again, but it doesn't say anything about whether they are ineligible from serving as president once more, thus paving the way for a former 2-term president to run for the second in command post. So do you see how perfect this is now for Biden to now be the only Democratic candidate running for president? How this can be used? All it would take is for Biden to elect Obama as his vice president. Biden wins presidency. Suddenly, he has a health issue that would cause him to not be able to act as president. And guess who becomes president? You guessed it, Obama. Notice the date of this article, December 17th of 2019. It shows he's healthy. But in this article, December 19th, it shows that he's not healthy. Could this be the plan all along? Is this what Trump is alluding to, that he knows something that we don't know? Is this what they're planning? Because they know Joe Biden is not in the greatest shape. I wanted to come on here and basically share what I've been looking at, how I've been processing everything. And the more I see things unfold, the more I see things come to light, the more I see things taking place this year alone, it just makes me question that much more how close we truly are to the rapture and to the Great Tribulation beginning. What's very interesting is that on April the 5th, I dreamt that I was leaving my high school. It was made known that it was my last day of school because I was about to graduate. And I was cleaning out my locker and my desk. And I was leaving behind tools that I had used to help me accomplish the task at hand. And I was leaving it behind to the students that were still in the class. And I remember my cousin, whom I actually did graduate with, we were just hugging each other, and it was such an emotional moment because we knew we were going our separate ways. And the embrace that we had in that dream, it was like I knew that I wasn't going to see her again. And I just want to make sure that whatever is taking place, that I am ready. You guys, we are commanded to watch. And, you know, we are not to be caught off guard by these things, because we are supposed to be watching for these things. And that's why we should not feel like there's something wrong with, you know, waiting on the rapture or longing for the rapture. It's just we are not supposed to give dates. But you guys, I just feel like we possibly can be in that season of finally going home.